Hi, good morning. We'll talk about the role of interventions in organizations of today. I have written the word interventions on the board. How do interventions help growing organizations? Interventions are meant to bring a level of level of incremental change which is consistent with time. People want to engage incremental interventions in their company without knowing the crux of the matter, without knowing the game of the matter, without knowing the core of the matter. But they want to engage in interventions. But how do the interventions help altogether these organizations, these companies? What is the what is the core at which the interventions is wanting to impact so that you can get your so that you can get the results of that process. What is it that is the at the core of the interventions? At the core, without knowing this core, talking about interventions is simply shooting arrows in thin air without knowing the target. The core of the intervention is the thought process. The thought that goes on in your mind, in my mind, or in any other individual's mind. The thought, the genesis of the ideation process. In interventions, we are trying to impact the core of this, the thought, the genesis of the ideation. If you can hit at this level, then you can bring in the expectations, you can come into a synchronization with the expectations, a acceptability for the work that you have done and the results of that work as as per your agreement with it. So let's have a look at it. I'm just trying to explain you in the most simplest of the terms. This is the thought process in the organization. So a normal layman, a normal worker who comes to the company every day at on time, on time goes back to work, goes back from work on time. A normal worker, normal worker. He has a thought process going on in the mind. When he is at work, when he is at work, when he is not at work, and when he is also leaving from work. There is a application of that thought process in the way he conducts himself, whether at workplace or out of the workplace. In all those conduct, in all those efforts, what are those elements of that effort, elements of that application which are relevant to the company, which are relevant to the organization, and how those relevant ones can be used to change the impact or the level of expectation. For that, we first need to find the genesis of the process of ideation, the thoughts, how to impact at the thought, how to understand the thought and measure the processes, identify the processes, extract the relevant ones out of those processes which are basic to the organization, basic to the workplace, basic to the people around him in the workplace, critical to his understanding of the processes and critical to the performance of those processes. Thought processes are many when the person is there at the organization, in the company. among the people, when he's drinking tea, when he's eating lunch, when he is working on phone or computer, even when he is relaxing, thought processes are going on. But not all thought processes are relevant to the place of his work. We are concerned with the company and the place of his work. That is why interventions are generally conducted at the workplace or by the company to measure up, to achieve, or to come somewhere near about the level of their expectation. Extracting the relevant ones out of those thought processes is a comprehensive task. And how we do that as a consultant? Through research. Through research, we identify the thought processes, the elements of the thought process, the elements that make different processes in the spectrum of thought going on in an individual's mind. Suppose, for example, I take an arbitrary example just to give a brief idea about it. Instructions, policies of a company are the most basic things everybody would like to know because it concerns their daily work routine. So, for example, instructions are that as a ordinary common worker, your entitlement to any promotion or increment or any kind of monetary benefits are going to align or synchronize with the delivery of the assignments given to you, the delivery of the result areas expected from you, so that it can have a quantifiable margin that can be identified in a process of evaluation of your daily conduct, monthly conduct, weekly conduct, quarterly conduct in the company. Now the thought process connected to this kind of instructions has to be understood, has to be gauged, has to be identified. There will be several processes of thought related to one instruction only. That is how to get the resultant monetary benefit out of giving a quantifiable impact of margin or to impact the result areas that are sought after or sought by the company from the individual. Suppose one such process is to achieve a certain level of benchmark, certain level of criteria that helps to benchmark the person from the rest of the team members. So for that benchmark to happen, for that benchmark to be the goal of the individual, first it has to be identified. Once it has been identified, then that benchmark which is related to a monetary benefit, helping him get the monetary benefit, that benchmark could be any type of element. For example, that benchmark could be a certain behavior. This one certain behavior would be critical, would be undermining the benchmark, that is a level. So what is that behavior? That behavior could be, for example, that could be a keenness, I would say a desire to know. A desire to know could be that behavior to achieve that level of benchmark. Okay, so that behavior is the most important of all these thought processes in individual. That behavior which is a desire to know. Most simple, desire to know. And for that desire to know, the application would be to the next level, which is start reading, making notes, identifying those things that are relevant and can impact the desired level of assignment, delivery of the assignment, and impact on the focus area. So once the application of the behavior has been determined, which is a desire to know, and how to know, you have to read the relevant documents, you have to read the relevant rules, you have to read the relevant textual material, relevant context, relevant information, meet the relevant people, sit in those relevant discussions, forums, meetings, go through the videos that make you knowledgeable, that make you have the frame of mind to accept the challenges to reach the level of the benchmark, and how these could be used to impact the result areas to get to the to get to the monetary benefits. So I have spoken about the relevance, that is, of the behavior of trying to know those relevant things that help to achieve a level or benchmark. It could be, as I told you, sitting meetings, discussions, forums, talking people, making notes, reading notes, going through video lectures, everything. Impacting at the result area or to get the monetary benefit is how the same is being the relevant things are being organized in a manner such that it has a quantifiable impact of margin. So that aspect I will talk in another video. That is how the relevant elements of that particular behavior are to be organized, which a few of them which I spoke just now about, the meetings, forums, participation meetings, forums, watching now videos, speaking, making notes, speaking to knowledgeable people, and all these things, reading the papers and all that, research papers, notes, everything. That is organizing those steps into a frame of references to and fro, to that frame of references in a manner that can have a impact on the result area. On that I will make another video. As of today, I would like to end it at this point. I spoke about the crux of the interventions and how it flows in the thought process, applications of thought process, relevance of thought process, impact on the level of expectations, and by giving an example, ordinary arbitrary example of instructions being interpreted by the layman, that would have an impact to get the resultant monetary benefits through delivery of the result areas, such that it can be measured as a quantifiable margin. Thank you. Hope you have liked this information video. Please provide your comments, feedback, and also you can email for any consultancy assignment to hrmlectures@gmail.com. HRM lectures, HRM lectures, small h, small r, small m, lecture lectures@gmail.com. I'll repeat once again: small h, small r, small m, lectures lectures@gmail.com. You can please mail for any consultancy related assignment at this email ID. My name is Siddharth Chatterjee. I hope I was able to provide good information. Provide your feedback, comments in the description box. Thank you.